The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is October 17th, 2018, and this week, hashtag YouTube down and DNA obsolescence. My name's Basil.
And this is Gonz. Welcome to the place where we talk about fringe news with Canary Cry views.
That's right. We read our articles with big font so we can read between the lines.
That's a good one.
Thanks. Gonz,
yeah.
Big news in YouTube land.
YouTube land, yeah. Let's start with some updates here. First off, as everyone probably knows by now, YouTube went down for 1 hour on the 16th.
The end is nigh, folks.
Worldwide.
This is the end. This is what we've been training for.
TheVerge.com, YouTube was down, but now it's back.
Did it set your life back? Was your life disrupted?
No, but I did notice that it wasn't loading, when it was happening, but I thought it was just me. I didn't know it was like a worldwide situation.
I know there's so many times where just things don't work anyways. The last thing we would expect is for YouTube to actually have problems at headquarters. But no news on what that is. I mean, that happened just like hours ago. So. Yeah. Nobody knows what it is. YouTube hasn't put out a statement, but when they do, we will be here to report that the moon worms have descended and have taken over the minds of us all. The
conspiracy theories surrounding what happened are pretty entertaining. But there's something kind of adjacent to this that's been something I've noticed. I don't know if you've noticed this too, Basil, but where I live here out in California, of course, net neutrality became a thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And ever since then, the internet has been really, really funky. Like there's just dropped, not just the internet, but like all communication stuff, calls dropped randomly, which is, it happens, but it just seems like it's happening more.
That's what happens not working. When you bug everybody's internet, man.
Yeah, well,
it just clogs up the pipes.
Well, the U.S. government is suing California over this, right? So
wow.
I'm wondering if there is a tug of war taking place over, who gets to control the internet from California, because a lot of tech companies are out here. And I don't know. I just think there's something going on that they're not telling us about. But maybe YouTube down had something to do with that.
Well, we will keep an eye on the situation and let you guys know as it unfolds. Another little update here, Gonz, for you. This was an article titled "The Warcraft Method: Why Google's DeepMind is Training AI in Virtual Worlds." We've done a lot of reporting on the issues with self-driving cars driving around, and we've all seen the terrifying videos of parkour robots jumping around like a ninja. Well, turns out that researchers at DeepMind, the business of DeepMind is partnering up with Unity Technologies. And those who don't know what Unity Technologies are, they basically they're the platform.
Make all the video games.
Right. They're the platform that pretty much, all the most popular like iPhone games or mobile games are built on. And they're teaming up with DeepMind. And for those who don't recall, DeepMind is Google's AI company that has come out with a lot of the big Google products have come out of DeepMind as far as artificial intelligence goes. Anyways, they're teaming up. They're tired of testing out artificial intelligence in the real world. They say it'll be much more effective if we just create some virtual worlds and let the AI run loose and train themselves, which is terrifying. We've documented the virtual world phenomenon and all the very interesting things that come along with that. So, hey, if you're out there playing World of Warcraft, expect, some artificial intelligence to be controlling some of your teammates.
Isn't DeepMind the thing that made like really psychedelic looking art.
Yes, that was the one. Yes, the one where it fed a bunch of images into the artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence spat out like the picture, but with a bunch of eyes and animals and
Twisty
creepy
little things
twisty
everywhere.
psychedelic versions of the pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty intense. And we got a lot of updates this time, so let me just breeze past this. So there you go. Again, virtual worlds, artificial intelligence. They're coming for you, gamers. Watch your back.
They're probably already in gamers.
Well, dude, gamers are the most familiar with artificial intelligence because the original, the original decades long ago, artificial intelligence has been controlling the enemies in games for a long, long time. Another fun one, Tesla Tequila, baby. Tesla Tequila is actually a pretty good idea, I think. That's right. Elon Musk tweeted out on October 12th a picture of a bottle with a label, professionally made label, Tesla Tequila, 100% puro de agave. So I was talking to my Tesla guy, and he was saying that this could very well be real. And it's based off of the fact that the tequila market, strangely enough, is growing super rapidly. Apparently the kids these days are super into the jumping bean juice and
the worm juice.
Yeah. Tequila sales have grown to almost 10% from 2016 to 2017, which for an industry like that is pretty impressive. And basically what my guy's saying is, yeah, they're definitely making Tesla tequila. And who knows if it actually happens, but they're serious about the idea because they need something to prop up their cars, their car business. And tequila is the one that's going to do it. You can show a lot of profits from your tequila division.
There might be a longer play here because there seems to be a counterintuitive thing with a car, a car promoting alcoholic beverages. Perhaps this is a move towards
Kia. That's right.
Automatic.
You can have a bottle in your automatic driving car, and you can drink it while your car drives you around.
It's smart marketing.
Wow. There you go. All right, everybody. You heard it here first.
Okay. BBC News, robot talks to MPs about future of AI in the classroom. And if you guys are familiar with some of the robots that are out there, there's one called Pepper, and we've seen Pepper before. We might have reported on Pepper.
This is a great Flippy update. The robot's taking over the world, man. Not just flipping our burgers, but they're talking to our parliament members.
Yeah, Pepper has become the first robot to appear at the UK parliamentary meeting talking to MPs about the future of artificial intelligence in education. So there you go. Pepper talking to...
Don't worry about watching the video. It's pretty boring. It's more of a publicity stunt. But it's true, folks. The robots are now... And the way that it was described was artificially intelligent robot testifies in front of Parliament.
Yeah, there's a line in here that I think is worth mentioning out of the article. Remember, this is BBC. It was, quote, "It was not just computer science skills that were needed as we entered the fourth industrial revolution," she says, as the director of education and innovation. She said people with critical and creative thinking skills would also be crucial, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that she mentioned the fourth industrial revolution as part of the necessity of what kind of workers they need for it.
Oh, yeah. No, the whole thing was about that. And Pepper was talking about how I'm a robot who is culturally sensitive, and I'll be able to work with the elderly people. And you know what? I thought it was very interesting that it's a British robot, but it had an American accent.
Oh, well, that's the programmer's fault.
I know.
Or the AI just really...
more reflection. So not only did they let a robot testify in British Parliament, but an American robot.
Yeah. You know what's going to be really interesting as we move forward here is the advent of robots and people exchanging money. It's going to become a thing.
What are you talking about?
Forbes.com. Will
what
fidelity...
Are you crazy? What are you, crazy? What are you, a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat wearing lunatic?
Until Forbes.com tells us that they're bringing crypto trading to the masses.
Oh no!
And Fidelity, the huge financial company, Fidelity Investments, I think they are responsible for something like $7 trillion or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're going to open up crypto trading. So all those people
good time
that
to buy, I guess.
Get
in now.
The Fidelity Digital Assets. So the big boys getting into the crypto business.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're getting ready for.
That's never gone wrong in the past.
No, not at all. And especially with robots coming online with all this AI, I'm sure they're getting ready to open up bank accounts for Sophia and
buy gold, everybody,
Pepper and all the robots out there.
One last little update here. MIT is investing $1 billion into a brand new college specifically focused on artificial intelligence. It's going to be about 10 miles away from where MIT currently sits. And it's that's it. $1 billion. And it's all going into, and they're actually all going into developing more artificial intelligence talent.
Yes, and the MIT are actually going to build a whole new building for it, and they haven't done that since 1950. So they're serious about this AI thing.
I know they're not really into building buildings, but $1 billion. I mean, you got to spend it somehow, really.
Yeah, they're in trouble if they
don't. Okay, so let's get into our main article. Sorry for all the updates, but hey, people, keep your eyes open, eyes and ears, and whatever other cyborg senses you've acquired over the past few years. But right now, reporting from CNET.com, in the future, not even your DNA will be sacred. Very interesting choice of words there. If you're keeping in mind the image of God, the image bearers, the sacredness of human life and human creation. In the future, not even your DNA will be sacred. Sounds like they listen to this show. Here's the article. It started simply enough. Janet invited you over for a dinner and a couple of glasses of Savvy Bee with the girls. In between talking about your bachelorette brackets and plans to dismantle the apparatus of the patriarchy, you all decided it would be a bit of fun to send your DNA off to one of those genealogy companies. Wouldn't it be a laugh, said Britt. I can't wait to send my spit to a stranger on the internet, said Chanel. But you politely declined. You, dear reader, the one with the holier-than-thou angel of privacy on your shoulder. You resisted the urge to spit in an envelope and sell that last unchangeable part of your biological identity to a tech giant in Utah.
Utah database.
You quietly sipped your Sauvignon and watched as the girls swabbed their slimes. That was 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you haven't looked back. But I have terrible news for you. Mwahaha. It doesn't matter that you didn't send off a kit to find out exactly how much of a special snowflake you are. You can probably be identified in a DNA database anyway. That's my scary Halloween story for everybody. According to the research published last week by Columbia University scientist Yaniv Ehrlich, more than half of the American population, 60%, with European ancestry can now be identified through a third cousin or closer relative on consumer DNA registries like Ancestry DNA and 23andMe. And that figure is growing thanks to Middle America's desire to volunteer their biological samples for a certificate of genealogical authenticity. Ehrlich, who's now chief science officer at genealogy website MyHeritage, says these sites could, quote, implicate nearly any U.S. individual of European descent in the near future.
It's over, quote, white folks.
Yeah, I know. White folks, watch out. They're coming for you.
Oh, man.
And, quote, implicate is right. In April this year, police credited a consumer DNA database with helping them to dramatically narrow down their search for the Golden State Killer, leading to an arrest. 40 years after the serial rapist and murderer started his crime spree. spree. So the stakes are high. Millions of people have already filled the DNA filing cabinets at these companies. Some of them do it to screen for disease risks, some to find long lost family members. Senator Elizabeth Warren took a DNA test to validate her claims of Native American ancestry and to help her push back against taunts by President Trump. Had to get Trump in there somewhere.
Yep.
You can't have a news article without Trump.
Yep.
And some people, no doubt, just want to find an easy way to finish the stupid history project Mrs. Wilson assigned to them in the 10th grade. Whatever the reason, the industry is booming. Ancestry alone says it has DNA tested more than 10 million people.
Ugh.
Yep. And there you go. The article goes on, but there you go, Gons. You're safe, man. On the other hand, I need to start calling my long lost cousins and make sure that they're not giving up my sweet genetic code.
Well, based on some of these issues here, I mean, eventually this is all gonna everybody's gonna be identifiable. I think it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah, well, it's been hinted at in different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talk, a lot of people trying to like be able to take a piece of DNA and construct a visual representation of someone. That is possible to a degree, although has a wide margin of error. But this article is funny. I mean, it has a lot of good commentary. So I'm going to continue reading the article just because it makes
you should definitely read some of the second half.
It makes as good a commentary as we could.
Yeah.
So continuing on, and those numbers now mean it doesn't really matter if you sent away your DNA. All that matters is your third cousin wanted to send her most deeply personal data to a company on the internet. She did the 2018 equivalent of naming a star online and mailed it away for a certificate she's going to look at once. Heck, she was probably the same cousin who decided to, quote, share her friend's data with Cambridge Analytica so she could play some farming game on Facebook.
Wow, man, this is really going after.
This is really hitting too close to home. But you're the one who's going to pay for it. Now you can be identified thanks to some expletives spit kit. It's very colorful language in this article. The genealogy sites themselves are keen to reassure customers that privacy is their number one priority. Ancestry says that, quote, its highest priority is protecting our customers' privacy and being good stewards of their data, end quote. And that it offers customers the ability to opt in or out of, quote, match viewability. It also says it challenges legal requests for DNA matching and doesn't provide data to law enforcement, quote, unless compelled to by a valid legal process. It's called a warrant, and it's not that hard to do, Ancestry. 23andMe says it, quote, implements strong security and privacy protocols, but that once a user downloads their raw data and uploads it to another site, the company can't guarantee the data is protected. And sorry, folks, MyHeritage didn't respond for a request for comment. But
evil.
I know, MyHeritage. Thanks, guys. But being identifiable through your DNA, even when you haven't shared it, could be a grim sign of where the future is heading. And I don't think that comes as a surprise to our listeners, Gons.
No.
And it's very funny. They have some very blatantly stock photographs. They obviously just put white girl into a stock photograph website or white family. And they have this picture here and it says, why would we ask you about your family's history, Grandma? Let's just do it with internet spit instead. But I mean, this is a great, and this is going to tie in with an update I actually forgot to put in there. It's a great example of just how easy it was to trick everybody into giving away this type of thing and how we're all going to pay for it, all under the auspices of whether it's having fun or medical reasons or whatever the reason. You would send your spit off to get a DNA report back from one of these companies. You know, long story short, you're hurting all of us, Daryl. You're hurting all of us. So there you go.
I think it's some of it again, because of the fact that eventually this is all going down, it's interesting to consider what types of obviously backdoor is going on. But we've reported on stories about. Remember, I think it was a couple weeks ago. We brought up a really old story about a lady that was picking up cigarette butts and was able to extract DNA from that to see what somebody looks like. So if they wanted to get your DNA, they can get it. You're leaving it all over the place.
Oh yeah,
and
me
so
especially.
It's not so much. This is just more of a test in, I guess, a sociological test on the psychology of the masses. How willing are they to participate willingly in some of this stuff?
Yeah, it's really true, and it really shows us what we've taken for granted in the past. I mean, you think of back in the MySpace days, man, where the internet was new and exciting and awesome, and you were connecting with people, and oh my gosh, you found a website called YouTube. Oh my gosh, there's videos. Whoa!
Anybody can post a video.
Yeah, and now like lives are destroyed on the internet. I would say, and made. I mean, you talk about internet celebrity and dating sites and stuff like that, and as well as horrible tweets that then become synonymous with your racism or something. The internet really is no longer sort of like a proxy life. I mean, it's part of life. It is, I mean, arguably as much of life as not internet is. Sadly, I don't say this in a good way.
Yeah, it's sort of a drawing board of all the stuff that we think of and, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for the good and the bad. Okay. It's 22 minutes now. You want to just finish out this article? And then,
do it, because the final lines in there are really great.
Okay, and we got some stuff that we got to talk about at the end. So going on,
update.
Yep. Going on, those things that once made us human are becoming easier to quantify, track, and replicate. Our voices can be perfectly recreated by computers. Our mannerisms can be copied by artificial intelligence. Cameras on the street track our faces. Speakers in our homes listen to our conversations. Even our fingerprints are no longer just stored on our fingers. And soon, the very substance of our physical selves, our DNA, will be looked after by someone else. No thought of the potential of a data breach. No thought of a potential future in which insurance companies scan your DNA without your knowledge to adjust your premiums, or your employers look for potential health risks, or the police search for markers of pre-crime. Minority Report was a documentary, right? When I think about the future machinery of the biometric surveillance state, as I often do when I'm having a glass of wine with Janet and the girls, I feel like I'm the only one who's paranoid about protecting my DNA. I wail at my friends John Proctor-like when they ask me why I don't spit in an envelope. Quote, because it's my DNA, because I cannot have another in my life. I've given you my soul and my passwords and my fingerprints. Leave my DNA. Interesting how soul was put in there.
Yeah.
Passwords.
You give up your soul, but not your DNA.
But it's no use in the future when I'm trying to outrun the DNA police in the dark sewers of the new biometrica. It won't be my fault. It wasn't me, I'll yell. It was my third cousin, but they won't care. Thank you. Thank you. But it sounds like this lady listens to the show. And also, Claire Riley is her name. Mm-hmm. She is on point with all this stuff. It's fascinating because you talk about the DNA stuff. And look, I got family members who thankfully asked me before they did this sort of thing.
So they did do it anyway?
I'm not sure. You really need to follow up on that conversation.
Yeah, I think you need to do a little reaching out to some family. But I know I have family that's done it. Maybe not my side, but
yeah. Well, and going back to the ticket for granted thing, we really do leave DNA everywhere. I mean, like we reported on the lady who just picked up cigarette butts. Yeah. But you also leave hair, you leave skin flakes, you leave lipstick, all saliva on Starbucks cups. I mean, it's not that hard to do. All you got to do is imagine that there would be someone sinister enough to want to pick it up. So, if you got a target on your back, watch yourself because they gonna get you.
It's going to be like Gattaca. We're going to have to get into chambers and like clear off all the unfiltered dust.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever
the most
particles.
Literally the most vague thing you've ever seen or you've ever said to someone who doesn't know what Gattaca is.
You never saw Gattaca?
No, we're not going to talk about
come
Gattaca.
on. All right,
come
extended
on.
report. I'm going to bash you for that.
Real quick update because I don't want to let it go, and then we'll go to the Nephilim update. There is a fun artificially intelligent pet entertainment device called Felix, and it's a little thing. It's a laser pointer you put up on your shelf or on your wall, and when you're out of the house, if it sees your pet, it'll play a little laser pointer, and it boasts being able to move the laser pointer 8 times faster than human beings, so it won't hit your little buddy's eyes, and it'll be more entertaining. But when you look deeper into it, it's connected to your Wi-Fi and sends a video feed to an application on your phone. Is basically a way for anybody who's able to hack an application, which is pretty much anybody, to just get a live feed of the inside of your home at all times.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so if you get one of those, let me know, and let me know when you're going on vacation. Never mind, I'll know when you're on vacation. Yeah. I'll keep an eye on your pets for you.
Nice, wonderful.
Okay, Nephilim update.
And I apologize for not having a soundboard. It is still a technological obstacle at this moment.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, we meant to mention that at the beginning.
Yeah,
we've been having soundboard issues
as time continues to leave our technology behind here.
Yeah.
Okay. Inverse.com. 5 witches who could be the new Supreme in American Horror Story Season 8. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever watch American Horror Story?
I probably caught a little bit on TV when I was growing up, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it.
I tried watching I watched the first couple seasons, but then somewhere along the line, it just got like unbearably dark and horrible.
Yeah, well, it's the American Horror Story.
But it's next level. It's unwatchable.
Okay. Well, this could be why. In recent episodes of American Horror Story Apocalypse, Cordelia, the current supreme and most powerful witch around, revealed that she's fading and a new supreme will have to take her place.
Oh, no.
The American Horror Story has dropped a lot of hints that Mallory is much more powerful than she seems. There's always a chance she'll be the next supreme if Cordelia fades, but there are also some very popular theories that she's not a witch at all, that she's actually an angel, Nephilim, or some other supernatural being. In any case, she makes Michael Langdon nervous, and that's enough to tell fans she's got potential.
Oh, now the Nephilim and the witches are teaming up. It's a match made in hell, I guess.
It's weird how Nephilim has gotten so embedded in like horror culture and dark supernatural stuff. Like, I wonder if that's going to be the next thing. Like we've had vampires and werewolves, and I wonder if just Nephilim is just going to become a thing again.
Dude, totally. I could totally see that happening. That's a good call.
Because Supernatural already has Nephilim in it, right?
Oh, they're everywhere. Yeah, I mean, so they're popping up in like some side stories all over the place.
Yeah, I'm sure part of the reason why too, some of the titles of some of the people in the ministry of our neck of the woods are being hijacked by Hollywood, literally by Netflix and stuff. So
yeah, totally. Yeah. That's very interesting. Okay, well, good catch there, Nephilim watcher.
Nephilim slayer.
Well, there you go, folks. Thanks for listening to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Hey, if you got friends, anybody got friends out there? If you got friends, let them know. They got to be listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Go out there, rattle some cages.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
I want to clamp you. You want to be clamped? Whoa, calm down, Clamps.
That's right, folks. Let them know what's up. Hey, and thank you to all the new Patreon supporters. If you guys want double the Canary Cry News Talk every week, head over to patreon.com/CCNT. That's patreon.com/CCNT. That's right. You sign up there, you can get another episode of Canary Cry News Talk every week. This week, we're gonna be talking about how we're all gonna be living on Venus. We've got
Venus.
We've got artificial intelligence predicting mental health disorders. We've got all sorts of stuff. It's good. You're not going to want to miss it. Head over there, patreon.com/CCNT. And thanks for listening to Canary Cry News Talk this week. Make sure to tune in next week. But until then, think outside the cage.